Ooh, it's like a lightsaber. Beer 30.
Welcome.
Oh, we didn't plan that.
Screwed that up.
Welcome to Beer
Hang on.
30.
What are we gonna say?
I'm just following your lead. There's like a game where you do that, where you sing a song, like you make up a song and the other person tries to sing it with you. It's very funny. So that's what I'm doing.
Welcome. Beer
30. With the
Stevens.
Wow. So those of you watching have decided to give a crap what we have to say.
100%.
And surround yourselves by us.
Yeah.
And we thought we would talk about why it's important that your circle be awesome.
Yeah. Surrounding yourself with the right type of people.
We are honored to be part of any circle.
Yep.
Thank you.
Very much.
So what's your criteria, Code?
My criteria, a big one for me, is not being around negative people.
No negativity.
I don't like negativity.
I am negative sometimes.
You are.
But you married me.
But I did marry you. So, but I always try to turn the negative into a positive, and she doesn't like that.
That's annoying sometimes. Let's be real.
I get
Sometimes you just need to sit in your wallow.
Yeah.
And then come out of it. You know, you don't want to be there too long, but you gotta have it.
Yep.
I also think it's important to surround yourself with people who inspire, and like you shouldn't be the smartest person in the room.
Yeah.
Like you should be around people who are smarter than you, if possible. As smarter, so that you're learning and growing.
Yep.
I also think it's uber important to be around people who don't think the same as you.
Correct. Yep. I agree with that.
It's cool if you're a Republican to be a friend of a Democrat.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Just saying.
I agree with that.
Just saying.
So, I also feel that you should be around people who genuinely care for you.
How do you know? How do you know if people genuinely care?
I don't know if you ever can really know.
I think you can.
You can? I think that's tough. Because people put on some pretty good fronts on that standpoint.
Fronts?
France.
I don't.
France.
Beer. I don't know. Like, I think it is interesting. So, like, I lived in Salt Lake City for 15 years. That's where I grew my entire pharmacy career. Was in the same organization for a long, long time. I mean, 15 years is a pretty good amount of time to work anywhere, right? And when I moved away, like, I really thought I had close friends and colleagues in that city. People forget about you like that. Like, there are very few people who I think, because, you know, being friends is hard work, right? And not many people do that. So, like, I learned very quickly, going through some hard times out there, that the people that are your genuine friends are few. And so I think I'm a little bit better in judging that. I also think you notice it when you're having a hard time who reaches out.
Yeah.
And I think you notice it also when you are striving for more and you're pushing your own comfort zone and other people's comfort zones. There's people that hone into that and are all in. Yeah. And then there's people that try and hold you back to the person that they've always known you to be.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think the people that hold you back to the person they've always known you to be, that's due to their own insecurities, and they may not be your people. Yeah. Which sucks, because they're usually the people you've known since like high school or whatever. That you partied with or you were friends with, you know, whatever. And then like all of a sudden you're making lifestyle changes. You're going to run a 5K or a 10K. You're going to go do XYZ that they're not about at all.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like talking crap about it.
Yeah.
They're not cool with it. They're making fun of your choices. They're encouraging you to do the bad thing when you're trying to do the good thing. That's not genuine. And that's all about them, not you.
Yep.
So recognizing that, I think, is really important.
I agree.
Yeah. And
100%.
then you know who your circle is. You want the people in your immediate circle to build you up, encourage you, celebrate you, just like you will do for them.
Yeah.
And if you're not celebrating other people, start doing that.
Yeah. A little bit of self-reflection there.
Yeah.
'Cause
I find myself not wanting to celebrate people when I have my ego and competitive side kick in. like someone just did something awesome and I'm just like, oh, whatever, like blah, 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 blah. Like that's what happens in my head because I'm jealous of their accomplishment. And so over the last few years, I've had to really check myself and go, not like that's about me, not them. Like, hell yeah, awesome. Keep going, do that.
Yep.
And then I work harder, right? Like I try not to compare myself so much because we spend an awful lot of time doing that.
Yeah.
And so once you elevate and lift other people, you get that in return and then everybody wins. It's awesome.
Yeah. And once you can get over that kind of self-trash talk of trying to keep up, kind of that whole saying of keeping up with the Joneses, right?
Yeah.
Like of no longer looking at them as, man, I wish I could be like them. It's also taking into consideration what they've done, what they've,
it's
how
like,
much hard work have they put in.
Awesome what they've done.
Yeah.
How can we do something similar?
Yep.
What makes sense for us? Because it's not everything's not a competition.
Yeah. And then also asking them, like that's the,
you're very good about that.
That's one of the silliest things I've ever heard people do is they're just like, man, I really wish I could be like this person. And it's like, well, ask them how they did it. No, you can't ask somebody that. It's like, well, yeah, you can.
Cody will literally ask anyone on social media anything.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And he's made contacts with people that I'm like, they talked to you? Like they actually wrote back?
I mean,
it's awesome.
The power of social media, like that should be a whole topic on its own. The power of social media on its own.
To learn and grow.
Like is incredible. Like what you can learn and do and grow as an individual on social media. And just by asking people and getting out of your own like way to get there, like is unbelievable. So talking about putting people in the right, in your circle, who do you follow on social media that you kind of emulate yourself to try to be like? Because I think social media people kind of have a play in this too, right? Like who you're following on social media kind of influences who you are and what you say and how you act on a day-to-day basis.
Well, I think too, like, because I've heard a number of people, not just us, like this is not new information, saying that the people closest to you are very important, but not everybody has people in their lives that are easily accessible that they would feel are those people, like those mentors for you, right? And so the beauty of the internet is that you can find those people even if you're not in a close one-on-one relationship with them. You can still find people to mentor and emulate, right? And so if you need that, there's definitely people out there that I think are really positive, motivational, and would help. And then you also may be able to network with people in like different groups or other things where you actually would be able to interact with them more one-on-one.
Yeah.
To gain relationships, even though they're virtual.
Yeah.
And during the time of a global pandemic, perhaps that's the only option.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's why people getting on social media right now is such a big deal, where I am learning right now photography, videography, that kind of stuff. So what I've been doing this last little while, because we're all kind of stuck inside, is trying to figure out how to do that craft better. And when I have questions and everything else, I'm reaching out to my mentors that are all in the industry so I can ask them, hey, what do you do about this? How can I make this better? What can I do to improve this? And it's just reaching out to those people because you can't physically meet one-on-one with them right now. And some of them are people way above and beyond. I mean, there's people in New York City that I contact right now and they're just like, well, this is what I would do, Cody. Like,
it's everyone, super, like people are so willing to help. Like it's unbelievable. I would never have thought that. And actually what's amazing about Cody is he is so open to feedback. Like I would say most people are like, yeah, I want feedback. I want to be told how to improve and stuff. But if you're like me, I need to be told how awesome I am before someone says, but do this differently. Like if you come at me immediately with criticism, like I am not as receptive. Like, I don't know, like it's my own personal growth that I need to work on, but Cody wants the negative feedback. He wants to be told what sucks. And a lot of people don't want to be told they suck.
Yeah.
But that's how you grow, right? Like that's like, I want to be awesome immediately. Like I have a hard time, and most of my career, I've been able to do things and do them well initially until I had a kid, when everything just flipped upside down and I felt like I sucked at everything. Like I don't know. It's weird. Yeah. And so now, you know, as I'm older, I'm more open to that, obviously, and you grow as a person. But this guy is like, tell me what sucks, and then I'll fix it.
Yeah. And I mean,
or tell me what sucks, and I'm going to ask 5 other people and see if they also think it sucks. And like, we'll see. And then I'll take what I want. You know, he's very confident and willing to receive that. And I think surrounding yourself with people who will do that is so important, right? Like Anthony's going to tell you if you suck.
Yep. And
in a nice way.
Yeah.
Like he will tell you.
And oftentimes, and this
he
is,
wants to be told.
And this is where it's tricky within like anything that's creative, right? So in the marketing world, right? So everything is kind of based on individual preference and judgment, right? So my biggest takeaway from Anthony is every time I send him a photo or something like that, he immediately replies like, this is my opinion, but like that's a style type of thing, right? Like you're way too contrasty. I don't do that. But that doesn't mean it doesn't look good for somebody else, right?
Right.
Because somebody might absolutely love that style. So you just have to be a little like,
just be
give
aware.
and take a little bit.
Yeah.
I'd say I do the same thing in fitness, right? When I'm learning when I first started getting into long distance running, and I was like, what's my best method, right? Like how do I run a 50K? That was a big thing on my mind for a long while. So I reached out to tons of people in the industry and said, what are your best training methods for running a 50K? Like, do you focus more on running? Do you focus more on the gym? Is there a mix? And literally, I got advice from probably 15 or 20 different individuals. And the consensus kind of said the similar things. And so I eventually just came up with a game plan that worked for me and my time frame and everything else that I wanted to work. And I did it, right? But if I would have just asked one person, they give you that one point of view, and then it's you take it or leave it type of thing. So that's been a big thing for me, is just asking multiple people and not being afraid to ask multiple people, because you're not going to offend somebody else. Because Anthony's really good at what he does, but he's not like the end all be all answer for everything for me. So it's like, okay, let me go ask this person, this person, this person. They all give me their feedback, and I'm like, oh, cool. Look, they all kind of said the same thing. Should have just listened to them. Or, oh, they all said something different. Now let me dig a little deeper and figure out what I can do. So who do you follow on social media?
I don't follow a ton of people. I'm not on social as much as Cody is, but I like the Hollises, so Rach and Dave Hollis. I like Mel Robbins.
Ooh, yeah.
I love Gary Vee.
Yeah.
I really like him. I really like him. And I love The Rock. Chris Frangiola, because he makes me laugh. And like Daily Show. I am loving, actually, in this time particularly, I just started really looking at TikTok. And I just want to laugh. Like, so I'm like following just people that do like funny dances or whatever. Like, I just want to feel joy, and it's just funny.
Hey, want to do a TikTok?
I do want to do a
TikTok.
I want to learn one of those fun dances, but I'm just like, I don't know what to do. But I love that kind of stuff. But I do unfollow people I'm friends with on social that are too political, that are uber negative. Like, I used to watch all of that stuff because they happen to be closer friends or family sometimes. I used to watch all of that, and I'd get fired up and frustrated, and like, I don't have the time for that. I think how I think, and I am interested in hearing from other people that want to have an educated debate based on facts and like just have information and want to share and are open to my opinion as well as I'm open to theirs. Awesome. Most people aren't that way.
Yeah.
And they're especially not that way on social when they just want to vent and share a stupid meme that isn't factual and get people fired up. So I'm over that. And so I've unfollowed a lot of those folks, and now my feed is just positive.
Yeah.
And if it ends up not being positive, then I unfollow someone else. Or you can take a break now on Facebook, which is kind of nice. So you don't have to like totally break ties, but you can unfollow someone without unfriending them and like
same thing on
offending
Instagram
them
and all that
and
kind of
stuff
stuff.
like
Like
that.
you can put them at the bottom of the list, right?
And
like,
Instagram is just, I don't have anything negative on Instagram.
Yeah.
Facebook was a bit much, and it's going to be a bit much with, global pandemic and then election season and all that stuff. So I'm very cognizant of that. And I think it's helped a lot. It's just like if you watch too much of the news, you get down. If you pay too much attention to social of people that are either completely fake or super negative, just You can control all of that. So
Yeah.
control it is what I would say.
Yeah. And I mean, and I think people will sometimes follow folks just because they live that incredible lifestyle. Like you almost get that FOMO, right? Like the fear of missing out type of thing where
I don't do that.
well, there's tons of people that do. I mean, I hear about it. Like people are like,
like
oh, you
celebrities
should.
and stuff?
Yeah, but I mean, just even normal people, right? Like I saw that this person just went out and bought a brand new Corvette or something.
Oh,
And it's
who
like,
cares?
oh, and it's for us, we don't care. But there's plenty of people out there who do care.
You should not care.
They should. They're following these people and like, oh, how do I live like they live, right? And it's like, well, you gotta
Work
do
hard.
and live and act like they do. Then.
Oh, and it's probably they just went into a uber ton of debt.
Yeah. So
The people, you gotta take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
People are putting their best selves out on social for the most part, and that's that's fine. Just know that that's not real life. Just like when you flip through a magazine, the models that you see are airbrushed and totally transformed. That's
Yep.
not what they actually look like in real life. So
yeah,
you just have to know that stuff.
yeah,
But there's a lot you can gain. Like really is, especially in this time where we can't be close physically with people like we used to. There's a lot of good that can come from it. It's not all evil, and I think you just have to be cognizant how you use it.
yeah,
Is I guess my take home.
for sure.
I don't know. So the people that you really are in your close circle, care about that, and be picky. It doesn't have to be a lot of people, and branch out via the internet if that's required, and be careful with social. I guess is the top 3.
Perfect.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my only thing for other people, because I follow the same people Sarah basically does. Gary Vee is a big one for me, especially right now during this whole thing. He's been doing a lot of going live with folks and doing that kind of thing where he's able to talk with them about all the different things happening in the world and what to really judge yourself on. But I think like Ellen DeGeneres is
Ellen's
incredible. On just like everything about her, that kind
She's
of thing. Trent Shelton is also another one.
Oh yeah, I like Trent. Trent
pretty-
Shelton. Yeah.
Shelton, yeah, he's a pretty good guy to follow.
Very positive.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you just look up motivational people to follow, I mean, I think you can follow quite a few just that way. But also look at people within your own industry that you want to admire to be. If they're the best photography you've ever seen, if they're the best model you've ever seen, the best mechanic you've ever seen, like they do whatever the industry you're in, follow somebody. Like Sarah, I know she follows Z-Dog, right? He's
Z-Dog MD. Yeah,
he's
I should have mentioned him.
incredible like healthcare worker.
He's going to be a colleague of mine someday. We are going to change the world together. That is
Yeah.
my ultimate dream.
So there's just so many things
Transform healthcare.
you can literally do.
Z-Dog and Sarah
be
said
a
it
part
first
of.
here. Just saying.
So, anyways, you guys, we talked your ear off, but we want to let you know. Did you
what?
just point to me saying I talked your ear off?
Maybe.
We'll see who talked more on this video. I have to edit it, so we'll see. So, have a
All
good
right.
day, you guys.
Pew.